You've got a song, right? That sound you really want to share. But have you thought about giving it a music video, something that really captures what it's all about?
Yeah, that used to feel like a huge hurdle for a lot of people.
Exactly. But today we're looking at how that's, well, changing. It's becoming much more doable for, almost anyone thanks to AI.
Mm.
We've been digging into this really interesting blog post about it, and it specifically highlights a platform called freebeat.ai.
It's quite a game changer, honestly. That post really drives home how AI isn't just making video creation easier, it's actually unlocking like whole new creative possibilities for artists.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the budget, really.
Yeah, totally. So, our mission today is to kind of unpack all that, how AI is shifting things for music videos, making them, well, easier to access and maybe even more powerful creatively.
Right, pulling out the key insights.
Exactly, giving you the stuff you need to know. Okay, so let's kick off with the big question. Why is AI suddenly such a big deal for making music videos?
Well, the first thing that jumps out is just the sheer efficiency and accessibility. It's huge.
Right.
Tools like freebeat.ai, they dramatically cut down the editing time
How so?
by automating stuff that used to take ages. Things like syncing the visuals perfectly to the beat or adding complex effects. We're talking generating videos in minutes sometimes,
Minutes. Wow. Okay, so no endless tweaking.
pretty much. And it's not just faster, it's also about cost. The blog post mentions how platforms like freeboot.ai often have free versions, or at least trials.
Ah, so you can dip your toes in without needing a big budget up front. That's massive for independent artists, I bet.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It really feels like it's democratizing the tech. It used to feel like you needed serious cash or like years of technical training to make a slick-looking video.
For sure, like only labels could do it properly.
Exactly. But now, if you've got the vision, you can actually make it happen. You don't have to be a software guru or have deep pockets.
That's a fundamental change, really. And it feels like it's breaking down creative walls, too. The post talks about freebeat.ai having things like dance generators, choreography tools.
Yeah, that part's pretty wild. Creating virtual dancers that are perfectly synced to your track. That's a big leap from needing actual dancers or complex animation pipelines.
So you can get these really dynamic visuals without all the traditional hassle and cost.
Precisely. AI lets you blend the visuals, the music, the effects really seamlessly. It leads to videos that feel incredibly alive and engaging because everything's locked in together.
And you could get weird with it, too, right? Like surreal stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Or super realistic choreography, stuff that might have been almost impossible or just way too expensive before.
Okay, so it's about translating the feel of the music visually. And speaking of feel, what about personalization? How does AI help match the video to a specific song style?
That's another key point, making that audience connection stronger. Platforms like freebeat.ai can actually analyze your track.
Analyze it how?
Well, they look at the genre, the mood, the overall vibe.
Hmm.
And then they suggest visuals and effects that fit. It's not just random. The AI has learned what kinds of visuals tend to work well with certain styles of music.
Huh. So it's like having a smart assistant who kind of gets your music's language.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
And it can translate that into visual ideas.
And the blog post claims these AI videos often get really good engagement. Why is that?
Well, part of it is that data-driven aspect. By suggesting visuals that historically resonate with audiences for similar music, AI can help, keep people watching longer and maybe hit them harder emotionally.
Because the sound and the visuals just click perfectly.
Exactly. They're working together effectively.
Okay, so AI brings speed, accessibility, new creative options. Sounds great. But practically speaking, how does someone actually do it? How do you make a video with these tools? Let's walk through the steps the blog post lays out using freebeat.ai as the main example. Where do you start?
All right. Step one is basically picking your weapon. Choosing an AI video generator that fits what you need.
Makes sense?
And the post flags freebeat.ai as a strong contender, mainly because it's so focused on music videos, whether you're starting from scratch or enhancing existing footage.
And when you're looking at different options, what should you look for?
Good question. Definitely check for free trials, like we mentioned. See if they offer access to stock footage libraries. That's a big help.
Saves hunting around for clips.
Totally.
Hmm.
And the blog also mentions freebeat.ai is pretty user-friendly, which is great for beginners, but also make sure the tool can actually create the type of video you want. Like, does it do lyric videos? Does it handle dance visuals, if that's your thing?
Gotcha. So choose your tool wisely. Then what? Step 2.
Step two is gathering your assets, your raw materials. Even with AI doing heavy lifting, good quality input matters.
Right. Garbage in, garbage out,
Yeah.
kind of.
Exactly. The post notes that freebeat.ai integrates directly with some free stock footage sites. That gives you tons of professional clips without extra cost.
That integration sounds super handy. But it's not just stock footage, is it?
No, definitely not. You can and probably should upload your own stuff too. The post suggests things like clips from live shows, personal photos, anything that adds that unique touch and fits your theme. Makes it more authentic.
Adds your personality to it. Okay, assets gathered. Step 3.
Step 3 is where the AI magic really comes in. Adding effects. This is what brings the video to life.
Transitions, animations.
Yeah, all that stuff. Freebie.ai apparently have a whole range, from smooth transitions to those synchronized dance moves we talked about.
And the blog post advised choosing effects based on the music's energy, right? Fast cuts for upbeat songs, slower stuff for mellow tracks.
Spot on. That's key for making it feel right. And what's cool is that Freebeat.ai's AI can even suggest effects based on the song's tempo and mood.
Oh, that saves guesswork. Helps keep it looking polished.
Definitely streamlines things. Okay, step 4 is critical. Syncing the music and video.
Yeah, if the timing's off, it just feels wrong.
Totally jarring.
Yeah.
The post talks up Freebeat.ai's beat generator here. It analyzes the song's rhythm.
Like the drums and bass.
Yeah, the whole rhythmic structure. And then it lines up the video elements, cuts, effects, movements bang on the beat.
That's what gives it that professional, locked-in feel.
Exactly. And you apparently get options. Let the AI handle it all automatically, which is super efficient, or you can go in and tweak things manually if you're really particular.
Having that choice is good. Okay, synced up. What's next? Step 5.
Step 5 is fine-tuning and review, looking it over. The post mentions freebeat.ai has a lyric maker tool too.
For lyric videos.
Yeah, for creating dynamic text that animates in time with the lyrics. Pretty neat. But this step is also about the bigger picture. Do the transitions work? Does the visual mood match the song? Is the pacing right? Does it keep you engaged?
Kind of like being the director, making sure it all flows and tells the right story.
Precisely. Making those final adjustments so the whole thing feels cohesive and really reflects your artistic style. It's not just hitting buttons, it's shaping the final piece.
Right, gotta put your stamp on it. And the final step.
Step 6. Export and share. Get it out there. The post says platforms like freebeat.ai usually have built-in tools to export in high quality and in different formats for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that.
And the blog reminded us to think about the platform, right? Like aspect ratio and length.
Crucial tip. A vertical video for TikTok or Reels, widescreen for YouTube, tailor it to where it's going to live. That maximizes engagement.
And write a good caption.
Always. Okay, so that's the process. Now, let's maybe zoom in a bit on the different types of AI tools the blog post mentions.
Good idea. It wasn't just one kind of thing.
No. First up are the general AI music video generators.
Yeah.
And yeah, freebeat.ai is positioned as a top choice here.
Because it can start from text prompts, images, or just the music file itself.
Exactly. Very versatile. And we mentioned the free tier for getting started, plus premium options for more advanced effects and like high-resolution exports.
So when choosing one of these generators, the key things are ease of use, good music sync, and maybe that stock footage access.
That sums it up pretty well. Then, the post gets into AI dance generators and movement enhancers.
The virtual dancers again.
Yeah, this is highlighted as a really cool area. And again, freebeat.ai's choreography tools get a shout-out for creating dancers synced to the music, suitable for lots of genres.
Pop, electronic, hip-hop.
Right. It adds a ton of energy. And the post points out how these tools analyze the rhythm to make the movements look lifelike. Saves you hiring actual dancers or animators.
That's a huge cost saving, potentially, and lets you do things you just couldn't afford otherwise. Imagine adding virtual performers easily.
It opens up possibilities. Then there are text-to-video and image-to-video tools.
More for lyric videos or maybe conceptual stuff.
Exactly. The blog says they're great for that. And freebeat.ai supports this too, turning your lyrics or static pictures into moving visuals.
And the big plus there is simplicity, right? Especially for beginners.
Totally. Often you just type in the text or upload the image, and the AI does the heavy lifting to make it visually interesting. No real editing skill needed up front.
Nice. And the last category.
Free stock footage resources. Not an AI tool itself, but crucial for making this accessible.
Right. The blog stressed how cost-effective this is, and specifically mentioned freebeat.ai integrating with places like Pexels and Pixabay.
Giving you access to thousands of high-quality clips right within the platform.
Super convenient. And the advice was to pick footage that matches the song's mood, cityscapes for hip-hop, nature for folk, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and then blend it with your own footage to make it unique. Don't just rely entirely on stock. Ideally, mix it up.
Creates a much richer narrative that way. Okay, that covers the main tool types. Now, the blog post also had some key tips for making the videos, well, stunning.
Oh, yeah, some good final pointers.
Yeah.
The first one was about matching the mood and the beat. Seems obvious, but super important.
Absolutely. The video needs to feel like the song, and freebeat.ai helps here with its music analysis, suggesting visuals.
Right, suggesting things that fit the mood and tempo.
Mm.
And that beat generator locking everything down rhythmically. It's about getting that perfect blend, testing things out.
Gotcha. Tip number 2 is interesting. Don't overlook simplicity.
Yeah, resist the urge to overdo it. Sometimes a cleaner video, maybe using some of freebeat.ai's minimalist templates, with just a few well-chosen AI effects and good footage, is way more impactful than something overloaded.
Less can be more. Subtle effects that enhance, not distract.
Exactly. Don't just throw the kitchen sink at it because you can.
Good advice. And the final tip.
Experiment and learn. Don't be afraid to play around. Explore all the features freebeat.ai or whatever tool you use has to offer.
Find your own style.
Totally. Try different effects, different choreography, mix stock, and personal footage in new ways. See what works for you and your music. Every project is a chance to get better.
So just dive in and try stuff out. Love it. Okay, and just before we wrap, the post touched on a few FAQs, right? Common questions people have.
Like, will AI totally replace human video editors?
The big scary question.
Yeah. And the blog's take is probably not entirely. It's more likely AI will be a powerful assistant.
Handling the tedious stuff.
Exactly. The repetitive tasks, the complex technical bits, that frees up the human editor to focus more on the creative vision, the storytelling, the art direction.
Okay, so it's a collaboration maybe. What about cost? Are there really free AI tools?
Yep. We keep mentioning it, but freebeat.ai's free tier is a prime example highlighted in the post. You can genuinely get started and make decent videos without paying anything.
That's great for accessibility. Then there was a technical one. How do those AI beat generators actually work?
Right. The post explains they basically listen to the song, analyze the tempo, the rhythm patterns, the structure.
Strict verse, chorus.
Yeah, all of that. And they use that analysis to time the visual, changes the cuts, the effects precisely to the music's beat and flow. That's how they get that tight synchronization.
Clever stuff. And lastly, how best to blend music edits with the AI visuals.
Key advice here from the blog. Really lean on those synchronization tools like the beat generator and freebeat.ai. Make sure the visuals hit when the music hits.
Preview, preview, preview.
Definitely. Watch it back, tweak the timing of transitions or effects until it feels completely seamless and natural. You want the visuals to boost the music, not fight it.
Makes total sense. Okay, so pulling it all together from this deep dive, it really feels like AI tools, and freebeat.ai seems like a really strong example, have just blown the doors open on music video creation.
They really have.
Yeah.
What used to be complicated, expensive. It's now way more accessible, much faster, and honestly, creatively richer for pretty much anyone with a song they want to visualize.
Yeah. So for everyone listening, the takeaway is you can bring those musical visions to life visually now. Those old barriers, they're seriously coming down.
It's genuinely empowering for creators. A really exciting time.
Absolutely. And, just a final thought to leave you with. If AI can do all this for music videos, democratizing them like this, what else could it change? What other kinds of visual storytelling or even just personal expression could these tools totally revolutionize next?
Good question.
Something to think about, right? It feels like we're just scratching the surface.